was gonna say, what are we gonna do for an hour? Are you gonna miss each other? On the way home. Actually, okay. No. Why? What is Thank you. Farewell. Should I go back there? Yeah. When I saw the skies, oh my
You gotta hold it tight. Hold it tight.
What? Mike chocolate. Mike is a chocolate. I'm not doing it!
No, look, 2,000. I can see the 2,000 already.
Oh, my hand!
Oh,
I'm so low. I got two more. I'm using my bitches.
Dude, look at the words. You can almost see all the words.
I can't see it.
You gotta go look the movies here, Herbert. You were right. Herbert, I like there. Herbert, switch places with me. So you can see the words. Get over there. Herbert, see the over here.
Oh my god, he's so
Can you see the words? Yeah, Herbert, you're stupid. See the, can you see the words now?
Here, we're doing my fingers hurt. What? Remember, you stepped on the guy. Step on the guy too. Well, step on it. Step
No, step on that. Not the guy.
Step on this. Step on this.
Now he's real close. He's like right on the arms. Now I don't go.
You gotta hold it on there tight.
My hands are so cold. Herbert, why'd you miss it?
No.
Let's do another one. Let's use the back. Can we do the back?
Okay, good morning, isn't it still? Yes, thank you. Good morning and welcome to the Davis Complex. This is the Victorian period. Victorian period was from 1837, when Victoria became the Queen of England, to 1901, when she died. And they were into two things they were big on in the Victorian period: class, which is how much money you have, and manners. Anybody not know what manners are? They said yes ma'am and yes ma'am and no ma'am, and children were seen and not heard. They were very polite. But in the Victorian period, when you wanted oh, well, I have that thing pushed up against there. Calling card with your name on it. And actually what they would do is, if they went to visit, say, Polly Ryan, Miss George's grandmother in the big house here, they would give the calling card to the houseboy or butler, and he would tell them to wait on the porch while he took the calling card in and gave it to Polly. And Polly would look at the calling card and decide whether she wanted to see that person. If she didn't want to visit with that person that day, she would say, please tell Miss Alma that I'm indisposed today. Come back Thursday at this time and I'll be able to visit with her. Now, indisposed might mean that she was getting ready, well, they would be taking their weekly bath. They did that on Saturday night. You get your card so we can get through. Your name.
Anyone not have a card?
Me too.
Beth. Give to me right side up. Make it hard up.
Have your card ready? This slide's gonna go in?
I think I'm seeing some of you, but I saw you out there, so that's what I'm seeing. Okay, you gotta make more than one row short people on the front. Excuse me. Are you a teacher?
Get in a line, guys. Y'all know how to do this. Sweetheart, come on. Come right down here. They don't have TVs back then, guys. Y'all come on in.
A real picture of the animal or a painting?
Might be a real painting. Okay, now go this way.
This is so fancy. I would like to live
Guys, your arms are Get up.
What? They didn't have that. They didn't have TV back then. They didn't have TV.
Brittany, up and down here. Have one class.
Yeah, but that was again. They wanted it from the 18th.
Okay, yeah. Boys and girls, this is called William Morris wallpaper in this house. It was made in England. It's what has been in the house since 1879. Only when this house was renovated the last time, beginning the middle of December 2002 and finishing the 1st of April 2003, this wallpaper, they charged $2,000 a roll. And I can't afford it, and if it were mussed up, dirty, marked in any way, you know what I'd do when y'all left? Send the bill to your principal. And having taught school for so long, I know how they are about stuff like that. Okay, now this is called the formal parlor. And now are you guys that I brought in, are you supposed to be over at the have y'all already done the cemetery?
Yes.
Okay, I better boogie then, because that means I'm the only one left doing a program, it looks like. Anyhow, this is called the formal parlor, and in the Victorian period, the doors stayed closed to this room most of the year. They came in here on Christmas and Easter Sunday morning for very special celebrations with family members only. And those were the only 2 times in a year that children under the age of 14 were allowed to come in here. So you guys would be outside on the front porch waiting. Don't undo those just to see how all of that works, honey, because I'm the one that has to put it back. And if you break it, I'm the one that'll have to send the bill. And now, if they had babies in the family to be christened, they were always christened in here. Remember, christening is baptizing by sprinkling, not by immersion. If they had a member of the family that died while they were living here in the house, the funeral service was held in this room. Today, we call them funeral homes or funeral parlors. And if they had a wedding in the family, it was held here in front of the fireplace. Mr. and Miss George were married in front of that fireplace on October the 7th, 1896. Doesn't that sound romantic, boys, to get married in front of the fireplace? I don't ask the girls, they already know it's romantic. Okay, 2, 3 quick questions. 2 little 5th grade boys from Houston, ISD, about 3 years ago, told me that I was a little bit better looking. I said, what do you mean a little bit? I'm better looking than she is. I did comb my hair because wallpaper in the hall, that's $5,000. Now, this is called the library study, and if we had a room like this in our homes today, we'd call it the home office, and that is all they could use it for. But Mr. Davis, Miss George's papa, used it for his home office. And let me see if I can get to it without knocking down. Okay, let's don't play on the road, please, or I'm whining, because that's what they do. Very quickly, I want to show you a picture of Miss George's father. This is John Harris Pickens Davis. Miss George's papa, he owned Eubanks Real Estate Company, raised cotton and cattle. I know that that picture's on the wall, so you don't have to tell me. This is Miss George's mother, Susan. She died 2 months after the original photograph like this was taken. The year was 1884. She was 29 years old. She had tuberculosis. It's a disease of the lungs. And if you want to know what else, your teachers will be happy to explain tuberculosis to you tomorrow. Right?
Wonderful.
Okay, or the teacher's aides will help. And 25 years after she died in 1909, Mrs. George commissioned an artist to do that painting from this picture. Susan was survived by her husband, a 7-year-old daughter, everyone called her Mamie, you know her as Mrs. George, and a 5-year-old son, Thomas. And because it was the custom, before Susan died, she got Mr. Davis to promise that when she'd been dead for 1 full year, he would go to Kentucky and marry her cousin, Belle Ryan. Belle was a good Christian woman. She was also an old maid. Mr. Davis went in 1888, 4 years after his wife died, married Belle. She was 40 years old before he got there, so she never had children of her own. We think she did a really fine job of rearing Mamie that you see in that picture there at age 4 and her brother Thomas at age 2. Mamie was 7 when Mama died and her brother was 5. Okay? It's fake candy, honey. We can't have real food and drink in here. I'd have already eaten it anyhow. I don't know. Now this is called the sitting room. It's equivalent to family rooms and dens. Please don't put your hand over there on the chair. That's part of what we're not supposed to touch. Okay? Or the wallpaper. No, honey, you get back over here. I don't have to see. I know the room. You guys get in here where you can see. Now, this is like a family room or a den in our homes today. Every night after supper in the summertime, they'd come in here for about an hour. They went to bed, now listen kids, when the sun set. So from this day forward, when one of your parents or both of your parents or whomever's in charge of you tells you to go to bed, be eternally grateful you don't live in the Victorian period. And go without saying anything. Okay, in 1888, Polly Ryan, the grandmother, moved into this house. She made this her bedroom, and she had carpenters come in and put in that rounded wall closet, which had a copper tub in it. And you need to know that because this was a wealthy family, they took 1 bath every week on Saturday night so they would smell good for church on Sunday. Same water. Of course, we don't know what causes tuberculosis, so but we can put a man in the whole bus.
Don't touch it, Daniel.
Daniel, do you want me to beat you severely about the head and shoulders?
Would you come to my classroom? No, I'm kidding.
I was at the vet's, I was off yesterday, and I was at the vet with a cat of mine that had been in the top of an oak tree.
Oh my goodness.
And I started to leave, and this lady went, "Oh, possess!" And it was a former student of mine. And she said, "I don't ever remember you ever hearing that color." I said, "I guess not, Sandy." But it was, I just kept it out. Now, all the meals were eaten, excuse me, guys, all the meals were eaten here in the dining room. Children up to the age of 14, though, let me get through here. They ate in the kitchen. When I count to 3, you'll step back off of the stanchions and the carpet 3. I'm a drama major, we never had one. Children up to the age of 14 ate in the kitchen with the cook, who was superwoman because she fixed all of the food. Honey, I know you can get around here. You're short. Get right and stand in front of these people that are taller than you are. The cook fixed all of the food. She taught the children all of their table manners. She taught them what each piece of silver and each piece of china were correctly called and when and how to correctly use them. When boys turned 14, they got their first long pants. I just want you to know I didn't take the blue jeans off this morning because I got here at 8 o'clock and it was cold out here in this house. And girls got their first long skirts back then. All right? Now, everybody had to sit up straight at the table with your feet flat on the floor and together and your back to the inside back of the chair. Not your buttocks sitting on the front edge of the chair and your shoulder blades about halfway down against the back of the chair. Everybody had to chew with their mouth closed. Can you imagine how unreasonable was that? Nobody got to know what you had in your mouth. But now we have a campaign that can't kill any. No, I'm just kidding. It really is whale bones.
Oh my God.
And they don't make bone china anymore. Any questions?
No.
Yes, ma'am.
What's this glass?
The little square glass, it's called a salt cellar. And that it's crystal, and that's a crystal spoon because they hadn't perfected salt shakers. So they take a little crystal spoon and salt their food.
Yeah, it's gonna be Y'all two are the tallest. Whatever it is, talk to your nobody else can see. You're tall. She's in the back.
Water faucets, they have to bring them from the well. And I'm gonna have to get over here and get her out pretty quick. This family ate pork, deer meat, wild turkey, wild duck. The fish out of the Gulf of Mexico is their very